Yeah, my name is Ryan. I'm 39 years old. I'm a dad, I'm a contractor, a handyman. I'm creative, so I like to make videos and also DIY videos for how-to things in the house. And the one big thing that's dominated a lot of my life was mental illness and dealing with that and having to learn how to like navigate life with a mental illness. I was diagnosed bipolar 2, or might even been bipolar. I can't remember if I got a clear differentiation on that about four and a half years ago. And that was actually one of the best days of my life because it was the beginning of like healing and getting better. So you know, it took a long time for me to figure out and admit that I had bipolar and to start working on it. But now that's like my life's goal is to keep improving myself and, you know, get better. I haven't had too many symptoms for about the past 4 years from a lot of the different things I tried and did. But now it's keep improving myself and help other people that are going through it because you know, the reason that I sought treatment, the reason I got better is because other people were open and honest with me and they helped me out. So that's my goal, is to do that for other people now.
Dope.
Yeah.
That's how white guys fist bump. Yeah, so I met Ryan here at Landmark. At one point, you know, I just mentioned something about how I've struggled with mental illness in my life and was thinking about maybe doing a hike. And he immediately was just enrolled in my vision for doing something, or, you know, local in the community. It quickly and immediately became our vision. And we went on a practice hike today, and it was sick. I guess my story real quick is this: when I was my freshman year of college, I was at San Diego State, and I had an episode of psychosis. My friends ended up having to call my parents, just like, hey, like something's going on with Tyler. He's acting a little strange. And so my parents ended up coming down, and I went back up, and it was like the end of the semester anyways, but I basically ended up going to a mental hospital. Got 5150, baby. Was in the mental hospital for mandatory 72 hours. You know, not only did I have like an episode of psychosis, I was manic. So I had like all this energy, and it was just a very like interesting, confusing time. My energy levels were so high up, and my confidence levels were so high up, and I was feeling just like so good that I was like, okay, this is mental illness. Like, I don't know if I want to come down from it, you know? And we've kind of talked about that. And, you know, you can get a similar thing from freaking stimulants, coffee, drugs, just feeling good in life. And so it's tricky because a lot of times these mental illnesses are paired with feelings of euphoria. Like, you feel better than you ever felt before. Mm-hmm. So it's really hard convincing somebody like me, hey, we're gonna give you this horse tranquilizer, or whatever it is they gave me out after I got out of the mental hospital. Like, it was so funny because like in the movie, I felt like I was like Leonardo DiCaprio in that movie where Shutter Island. Like, they would give me my medicine there, and I was like spit it out, and it's like, haha, I got them, you know. But like eventually, I ended up taking a cycle of pills that just completely just brought all my levels down, turned me into a zombie, got completely destroyed my sex drive, my confidence. I had to like rediscover and refine who I was. If I felt like I was starting at ground zero again, so. Whatever phases I've been in my life, like sometimes I'd start to see some of these symptoms come up, and then I found like ways to like regain my cool, my calm. It always happened when there's a lot of stress in my life. Like, I'd get these symptoms of like manic whateverness, you know? And so I never had to go back to the mental hospital, and like I've been like 4 or 5 years clear of like any manic like episodes or feelings or whatever. And doesn't mean I don't try to still get that natural life high that I think we're all chasing. I'm just super stoked to just get started. Yeah. And just share. Most importantly, we just want to share what's worked for us.
Yeah.
Like, just share everything about our journey as much as we can.
And one thing I didn't mention as much as you did when I was talking about what I go through is my symptoms are actually a little bit opposite of what Tyler went through. I had bipolar, but it was weighted towards depressions, deep depressions. Twice a year for about a month at a time, I would go into these, like I said, deep depressions. I felt suicidal. I hated myself. There was a physical component. I couldn't even get out of bed some days. My body hurt. I was tired all the time. Very rarely. So I'm supposed to get a manic high in a bipolar, but my manic highs, I actually just felt normal. It didn't even feel like.
That sucks.
Yeah.
You're missing out, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Just kidding.
So I felt like those were the days that I could actually get to work on time and be fine. I felt like a normal person when I was supposed to be manic. So in any case, we both have like kind of, there's somewhat opposite situations as far as what we dealt with, but the effect is the same, and it's still got us both to a point where felt like we needed to fix it, and it was affecting our life that badly. So that's what I went through. So some people might resonate more with Tyler, and some might resonate more with what I went through.
Yeah, and so and I'm glad you brought that up, because that kind of brings to point the whole idea of like a spectrum. And we only really talk about it or diagnose it when it gets past a certain threshold. And there's so many things in life where we don't know if, like, hey, do I have a chemical imbalance in my brain? Am I just feeling down? Is it something I can just work through? Like Joe Rogan talks all the time about just boom, like sometimes you just need to, just to work your butt off and grind through it. The pain is good. And like for some people, that's all they need, like Jordan Peterson talks a lot about, discipline and cleaning your room and so there's a whole spectrum. And what we want to talk about, I guess, also is just, what the spectrum has looked like for us. You talked about, what was the concept of the bad day thing? Or I'm just having a bad day.
Oh, just in these videos that I'm doing, just to be completely authentic how I feel each day. Like there's going to be days where I'm going to wake up and have planned to make a video, and I'm not going to want to do it, but I'm going to get on video and I'm going to talk about how I'm having a bad day and what I do to fix those and what could have been the cause of it.
What it looks like.
Yeah. What
a typical day in the life of a bad day for Ryan.
And like my, what I do and what I say and the decisions I make and what I think about are completely different on a bad day than on a good day.
I think that's super important.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest things I think people don't realize with mental illness is it like takes you over. But the thing is, you feel justified in however you feel. You feel completely justified. You don't realize that it's just the illness, or you kind of have to differentiate. Is this normal emotions playing, or is this the illness that's like got a hold of me right now? So, and yeah, we'll go over that and like talk about when we both have bad days and good days and how things change on those days.
And I think one of the important things that like we want to preface this whole like just video series and whatever it is you're watching on, like one thing we want to preface is that we're not saying what's the right and wrong answer. We're just sharing what's helped us, and we're gonna bring in a lot of different people and a lot of different information and knowledge, and just say, like, hey, here's all the different ways people have like dealt with these things. And we want to break down ideas, concepts, give you visuals for them, like, and just really put words to maybe feelings, emotions, times in your life, phases that you didn't have words for before. That's a huge thing for us. It's just like giving you guys tools and language and just a way to just see like what the heck's going on, a way to quantize everything. So it's not just like this matter, this essence, this whatever, like just make it like boom, this is it, and then you can just tackle it.
When I got better, when I started feeling better and realized that I had somewhat successfully treated my bipolar and I gained control over my health, and I realized that I knew what caused what and I could actually fix things as they came up. Once I got to that point, I realized, hey, I need to help other people. That's the first thing I thought about, was because people helped me along the way, and I need to help the other people now that are struggling from this. And I feel like I have decent insight because I did a few things that were unconventional. I did everything conventional as well as a few unconventional things, and those unconventional things were the things that really took me from being just okay or decent to thriving and being happy.
Name an unconventional thing.
Strictly tracking my diet and figuring out exactly what I was eating and what foods might have been causing my back pain, my joint pain, my cloudiness. And one of the big kind of overall concepts that we are trying to accomplish with the videos and trying to help people is not necessarily that everyone that's in our situations should do what we're doing.
Yep.
Like, just because I eat one meal a day doesn't mean you should. But one thing I do stress for everybody is to figure out what your ideal health should be. So, I spent years tracking. We both read a lot. We listen to a lot of like audiobooks or podcasts, a lot of YouTube videos. And the key is to really, you know, I started by first becoming very self-aware, tracking everything about my life, knowing when I was sad, knowing when I was happy, being very aware of my actions and what they meant. And that was the first step. Then I started, you know, based on what I found out about myself throughout the week, I would learn where I needed to improve and where I needed to get better.
And for me, like what always lacked for me, I feel like was discipline, you know? And so, you know, but bringing the self-awareness helps with my discipline.
Yeah.
And it's all it all feeds into each other. So basically wherever you are right now, if you only have a little bit of anxiety, you know, or maybe you get depressed sometimes, or you're angry a lot, maybe you blow up on people. The anger thing was a huge one for me, and people were like, what the heck? Is like I'm either so happy or like I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah.
So,
and don't forget about physical pain. And I had really bad back and body pain. I couldn't even get out of bed some days. And by tracking my diet, by tracking what I was doing, how I was sleeping, I was able to fix that too. So don't just think that this is something that you do if you have some sort of mental issue. This is for any illness, anything you want to change about your life. Just become self-aware, and you know, that's the first step in working on improving that.
We're combining alliances.
Yes.
And we are your fearless leaders. I'm just kidding. But seriously, one of the main things we decided that we could do was, hey, let's create a space where you can come to every week. We do things that are positive activities. You know, fortunately for us, we live in beautiful Southern California, and you may not think that by this rain that's happening in the background right now.
Right.
But so we wanted to start this so that way, you know,
it was his idea. He started with an idea to just go for walks every week.
I just wanted to start, you know, let's just do a hike, you know, and for me, I was like, dude, maybe we can just do it once a month, once every 2 weeks. And Ryan was like, nah, it has to be every week. And I'm like, dude, you're right. So thank God we have each other. And it's for everyone. Anybody can come. We want you to come.
I mean, the main goal for all of it was just that, I mean, I'm sure you guys know that people that deal with mental illness or depression or anxiety, a lot of people don't realize what that's like. So it's hard to talk to your mom, your dad, your sister or brother, your friend who has never dealt with any mental illness issues or anything like that. They don't know how it feels. And I found so much support in talking to people that had depression, that had anxiety, that knew exactly what I was going through. And I said, you know, there's not many places you can go and find that, like just in normal people. So we said, hey, let's get these people that all deal with the same thing and get them together every week for a healthy walk.
I think that's basically the gist of it. It's starting to pour now.
Yeah.
We wanted to have this to be for when you're not feeling good, or you want to start your day with us, whatever, we're here for you.
Yeah.
And that's ultimately why we're doing this.
Yep. You know, or if you know somebody that goes through this, a loved one,
yeah,
and you want to come down and talk and
share this with them.
Yeah, bring them
Anyone.
down, come down on your own, talk to people that go through it, and so you maybe get a better idea of what your loved one's going through. Yeah, anyone that wants to come down.
Yeah, and also we're gonna be doing these videos too. So
Yeah.
if for some reason you can't make it, we're going to have these videos for you online. And then eventually this thing is gonna be all across the United States. We're gonna have a Super Friends Activities Club in every state. That's our goal.
Yeah.
In every state. And we're starting here in Orange County, beautiful, normally sunny California.
Yeah, and it's, you know, to have one in your city, it's not that hard. I mean, really, you're just setting up a time for everybody to meet and walk. It's
Easy
not like
as that.
It doesn't cost money. It doesn't.
Nothing.
You know, there's no lists or anything to go over.
You can do a meetup.com page for it if you want. You know, that's what we're gonna do for ours. And people already look at meetups for hikes and stuff anyways. When I was living in Los Angeles, that's how I found hikes. I would go on meetup.com. So
yeah,
so
I'll probably put it on my Facebook, my Twitter. You know, I have no, you know, I'm open about it.
Too easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I feel like that's a pretty good note to end on.
Yeah.
Any last words?
I think, you know what, there is one more. No, I'm good.
You're good?
Yeah, I think I'm good. I'm complete.
Okay. Super Friends Unite!
Friends!
Later, guys.
That's awesome.